And the sun is setting on yet another wonderful weekend here in the Queen City. A beautiful sunset, that is. We're seeing temperatures right now pretty chilly for this time of year, of course, very seasonal. It's the first day of winter, so happy winter, everybody, and perhaps trying to stay warm a little bit. But we're tracking warmer temperatures in that extended forecast. As soon as tomorrow, some of us are going to be nearing 50 degrees. Others going to have to wait until Tuesday, and then the rest of your holiday week ahead, it just continues to get warmer. We do have some chances for rain, though, so we'll unpack that here. Coming up in just a few minutes, it's 35 here in Cincinnati, and with those winds still coming in from the north, it feels extra cold at times. It feels like temp in the upper 20s right now. Something that we're going to be talking a little bit about throughout the live stream. Of course, with the warmer temperatures, the opportunities for some rain. But a week from today, guys, I'm watching out for this much bigger system that's going to break this weather pattern. And typically, in order to have a significant change in the forecast, you have to have a lot of rain and perhaps some thunderstorms. So we're watching out for that bigger storm system next weekend. But of course, we have to get through the holiday week, which I will start off by saying there's no big rain in your holiday week. It's just there's going to be a lot of people out on the roads, a lot of people out in the skies too. So a little rain can go a long way. So that's why we're kind of giving you guys that first alert. I'll have the timeline for you guys coming up in just a few. But to get you through this evening, clear skies for hours. That's what we're hanging on to. We're going to be dropping back into the 20s by about 10 o'clock and then eventually waking up tomorrow morning in the mid to low 20s. A very cold start to your holiday week. But again, we do warm up. A lot to unpack here on this graphic. So we're going to start with the big things. We have rain chances late Monday evening, late Christmas Eve, early Christmas Day. Expect some light rain around those times. I put the little rain icon to give you an idea of when to expect those bigger rain chances, but Monday itself, tomorrow, is mostly dry. Temperatures in the morning in the 20s, followed by afternoon highs in the 40s. So a bit warmer than it was today, but not as warm as the days to follow, which Tuesday we're back in the 50s. Again, watch out for that little morning drizzle, but most of the daylight hours are going to be dry too, even warmer. Like I mentioned, in the 50s. Christmas Eve, a very similar look and feel to Tuesday, just a hair cooler, I think, in the low 50s. But we're still warm for this time of year. And watching out for those showers late. We're talking basically overnight into Christmas Day, so Santa's going to be dodging the raindrops more so than we will. But of course, for any of those late night Christmas ceremonies, services going on, keep that in mind. The midnight services, I should clarify. And then Christmas Day, I'd say from beginning to end, there is a chance for rain. It's just mainly those more potent, organized showers, moderate showers will be geared towards the morning, whereas the second half of the day, the afternoon, maybe just some light sprinkles here and there. And then we get into Friday, still nice and warm, like Christmas Day in the 60s, a little bit of morning drizzle. And Fridays, that's when the wind starts to pick up. I'm seeing wind gusts up to around 35, maybe even 40 miles an hour for Friday. And up until then, winds will not surpass gusts up to about 25. So that'll be the breeziest day out of the next 5. Keep that in mind for any post-Christmas travel. And then keep in mind, a week from today, Sunday, the 28th, watching out for some heavy rain and some thunderstorms coming on through. Of course, a lot of time between now and then. Just want to give you the first alert that I'm seeing a much bigger system that's going to break the weather pattern that we're seeing in the week ahead. So again, tomorrow, a pretty cold start to your holiday week, to your Monday, however you want to describe it. We are cold, freezing. In fact, mid to low 20s in some spots. Some of us just getting to around 30 degrees. If you're heading out on the town tomorrow, for your last minute holiday shopping, you're going to be greeted with more clouds tomorrow than perhaps you did today. I mean, we saw a lot of sun today, but tomorrow, despite the added clouds, it will be warmer. Highs are going to be in the mid to upper 40s. All it takes is a wind shift, folks, and that's what I'm seeing there for Monday. And then getting into the next few days, those scattered evening showers, again, that's Monday evening that we're watching out for our next chance for rain. About a 24 hours from right now, we'll be tracking some rain here in the tri-state, and that'll linger a bit into your Tuesday. Most of the daylight hours, though, looking nice and dry. Temperatures in the middle 50s, and then a little bit of a dip in temps on Wednesdays, just a bit cooler, but still mild. 53, your forecast high. And I do want to point out that even though we do have rain chances, I'm not seeing any big freezing cool downs in the holiday week. So no, I'm not concerned about icy roads. That's the good news. However, wet roads can still pose a risk to any and all of us who are hitting the roads for the holidays. Okay, so talking about the rain chances, again, tomorrow evening, that's our first chance for some rain. And much of the rain that we see this week is going to be pretty light. Starts southwest of Cincinnati by about 7 o'clock, here in Cincinnati by about 8, and then will continue off and on overnight into Tuesday. This keeps temperatures from getting too chilly at all. We'll still be waking up Tuesday in the 40s. And then as the day goes on Tuesday, again, morning drizzle. Most of the daylight hours are looking nice and dry. Temperatures are warmer. Some of us will be in the 60s by Tuesday afternoon, mainly northern Kentucky, and the rest of us are going to have to wait until Christmas, because Wednesday, Christmas Eve, is just a bit cooler behind those rain chances. So a somewhat cold start to your Wednesday, maybe freezing in spots, but I'm not too worried about icy patches, because by the late morning into the early afternoon, highs are going to be back in the upper 40s to the low 50s. Again, Christmas Eve, mostly dry during the daylight hours, but watch what happens as we get later into the evening and overnight into Christmas. Again, the midnight ceremonies and the services, you might just want to keep in mind and keep the umbrella in mind, because we have some rain on the way. Again, maybe a little bit more moderate showers coming into the mix during this round, but I'm still not seeing any substantial rain. We'll talk about the rainfall totals in a second, but off and on rain chances continue through the late morning there on Christmas Day, but notice by the afternoon and certainly by the evening, the rain lightens up, becomes a little bit more broken apart, and we'll see less and less of an impact from the rain as the day goes on. Morning drizzle on Friday, getting breezy, getting warm into the afternoon, and then Saturday and into Sunday, there's that next big chance for some showers. So it's going to be a week from today that we see our next big storm system coming through the tri-state, which means each and every rain chance that I just showed you, it's not going to amount to a whole lot. In fact, my forecast has not changed from what we were tracking between yesterday and today, which is, I think most of us will get at least half of an inch between today and Saturday afternoon. Some of us maybe a little bit closer to that inch mark. That's what you see, the light green there. And then watch what happens once we see Sunday coming on through. Some of us will try to see in Sunday alone 1 inch of rain. Granted, we're 7 days out, that's more likely going to change, but you guys get the point. All of the rain that I'm seeing in this week may not even add up to the rain that we'll see a week from today, which is why light rain chances throughout the holiday week, bigger rain chances for your Sunday. Certainly more impactful rain chances if you are traveling after the Christmas holiday. Okay, we'll see if you have any questions coming on in. Seth is tuning in. Merry Christmas, Erin. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, Seth. JD is tuning in as well. How are you doing today? And what is the weather for Canton, Ohio tomorrow morning? So Canton, Ohio tomorrow morning, it's going to be cold, colder than us. I'm thinking they'll be dropping into the low 20s, maybe even the teens, depending on those clear skies. But thankfully, like us, looking pretty dry up that direction. And I'm doing well. Thanks for tuning in, JD. All right, let's keep on powering through this forecast. Again, Christmas is just 4 days away, so here's what to expect. Our list has not changed. That's because our forecast really hasn't changed. But the temperature looks good. Temperatures in the 60s. Precip, chance for rain, of course. Put it on the naughty list. And then the winds are looking pretty all right, too. Again, we're going to notice the winds on Christmas, but they're not going to be as strong as the day after. Something to be mindful of. And as far as record Christmases go, record heat on Christmases, no, we're not going to hit a record, but we'll get on the leaderboard, I think. I don't think we'll get on the podium, because the podium would mean 65 degrees or higher. We're forecasting a high of 63 right now. Depending on those winds, depending on the dry time, it's possible that we make the podium for sure. But as our forecast stands, a high of 63 degrees would put us in 5th place. 5th place on warmest Christmases in Cincinnati on record. Yeah, it's going to be warm, mild, and as a result, just seeing some rain in the forecast. So here's this lovely graphic that meteorologist Brad Mousehart took upon himself to make. A little scary, but still probably the best Christmas graphic that we have from all of us here at the First Alert Fox 19 First Alert Weather Team. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. 63 your forecast high, still tracking spotty showers mainly towards the morning hours. We're working hard for you guys, of course, getting you into that 7 to 10 day forecast with as much information as you can possibly have, because even though we do have rain chances, none of them look too big until next Sunday, the 28th. The next Bengals home game. If you have tickets, which I'm assuming some people are probably going to make that a family event because we're coming off of the holidays, and yeah, we got showers and storms in the forecast. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind for your Bengals Sunday. We'll see if anything changes. Of course, the timing and the exact threats, we have very little knowledge about both of those things, but models have generally agreed that the arrival is going to be sometime around Sunday, so keep that in mind. But up until Sunday, we're warming up. 40s tomorrow, 50s Tuesday, 50s Wednesday, 60s Thursday, and 60s on Friday. So just climbing the roller coaster, in the temperature roller coaster throughout the week. Bring your attention to Monday evening. Again, those showers, no thunderstorms, just showers going to be pulling through the tri-state after the sun sets. I'm not worried about it for your daylight hours tomorrow. Drizzle early on Tuesday. Not a bad start either. Low 40s. Again, drizzle, so keep that in mind. But low 40s, not too bad. Allows temperatures to warm up pretty decently into the afternoon. A high of 56 degrees. Normal for this time of year is 40. Keep that in mind. We were very normal today for the first day of winter. Tomorrow we're warmer, and then warmer on Tuesday. You guys get the point. A pretty mild week. Cloudy and cooler, just a bit cooler for Christmas Eve. And then Santa dodging the rain showers overnight into Christmas Day, and you might need to do so as well if you're heading out to any of those midnight services for Christmas. But the afternoon looks great. 63 degrees, light spotty rain showers, but again, most of those showers are going to be in the morning for what I'm seeing now. At least the most moderate, heavier showers will be in the morning. Now Friday, stray morning showers. It's going to be breezy that day too, a high of 63 degrees. There's still a lot of uncertainty in how Friday is going to play out. So we could see a little bit more rain in the morning, but as for right now, we're holding at a pretty warm day and just some light morning showers. The weekend ahead, it's a tale of two halves, folks, because Saturday looks great. Mostly cloudy and a high of 60. Not bad. And then we get into Sunday, and that's when things start to get a little messy, just in time for the Bengals game. Fitting, right? And then, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, Sunday, those showers and storms, it's associated with a big pattern change, so that's why I'm stressing the importance of keeping your eye on Sunday for the impact that it's going to have to your plans, but also it's going to snap this streak of really warm days. We go from the 60s Saturday to the 40s on Sunday, and that's as warm as we're going to get for the rest of 2025 because New Year's Eve is on the 10-day forecast. Can you believe that? To give you an idea of how many days we have until 2026, only 11 days till 2026, January 1st. And just for funsies, I picked the next two holidays. Valentine's Day is 55 days away. And in case you heard me say winter and you got the chills a little bit, here you go. Spring is only a whopping 89 days away for you guys. But we all know that spring, just because it says spring, doesn't mean it's actually going to feel like spring, because if there's one thing that we all know about spring is that it starts very cold. So just keep that in the back of your mind too. And then talking a little bit more about that extended forecast, I'm not seeing anything too huge, just near normal precip. So that includes near normal amounts of rain, maybe a little bit of snow. I'm seeing mainly rain though, because look at this. Those temperatures are going to stay above normal through the end of the year and into the first few days of 2026. All right, let's see if we have any questions coming on in. Sam's tuning in, Darla's tuning in. Oh, we got a lot of people tuning in. I love this. Okay, Grover's tuning in. We'll start with you. We'll go in order. Golfing forecast for the 26th, 10 a.m. A little bit of rain in that forecast. It's also going to be breezy, Grover, for the 26th. So this is the day after Christmas. We're talking about Friday. I'll pull up the 7 to 10 day for you guys so you have a visual to go with it. But yeah, stray morning showers. I think this is dependent on where you are in the tri-state, Grover, because I'm seeing this mainly east of Cincinnati, that rain chance. So if you're tuning in from the west side, you might not see any rain at all, but the breezes will still impact your round of golf. Thanks for tuning in, Grover. Darla's tuning in. Merry Christmas, Erin. Merry Christmas, Darla. Happy holidays as well. Sam is tuning in. Hi, Erin. Happy holidays and a safe new year. This weather has been crazy cold, then warm. I'm enjoying the warm, but spring is not here just yet. Winter just got started, didn't it? I'm sure we're going to get hit with more snow in January and February. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's bound to happen, right? But for the rest of the year, I'm not tracking any snow in that forecast. Can you believe that? Very active start to winter for sure. But yeah, buckle in. We're seeing some crazy warm weather before we see something a little bit more normal. Thanks for tuning in, Sam. And Scott's tuning in. Good evening, Erin. Good evening, Scott. I appreciate you all tuning in, chiming in the comments. It's always fun to interact with you guys, answer your questions, especially since we have such a busy week in weather. But again, light rain chances, mild temperatures, not seeing any extremes. And I think for the holidays, we will absolutely take it. Okay, no other questions coming on in. The time now is 6:16. I'm going to dive into the latest data and have the latest holiday week forecast for you guys coming up tonight on Fox 19 at 10. But for now, signing off here in Queens Gate, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley, and have a great rest of your Sunday.